With Collegiate Karting League's third main season on the horizon, we would like to take a look back at the previous season too, going through each division and how they ultimately played out. Today, we will be taking a look at CKL's Season 2, Division 1. Returning teams to Division 1 from Season 1 included University of California, San Diego, and Los Angeles, now as separate teams instead of the UC SoCal Super Team, as well as Season 1 runner-up Kutztown University. Georgia's Peach State Patriots also returned to play in Division 1. In terms of new teams, one half of Division 2's champions House Divided, University of Michigan, moved up into the division, as well as Division 3 standout University of Oklahoma. It is important to note that Season 1 Division 1 champion Ontario United did not return due to the no super team rule. Division 1's playoffs saw Kutztown University return to the postseason against University of Michigan in the semifinals, where the newcomers beat the previous runner-ups to face University of California, San Diego in the finals. The championship round ultimately culminated with an exciting, incredibly close 2-0 game victory for San Diego, clinching the school's first main season collegiate championship. Now, let's dive into the teams that comprised that season's Division 1. One half of the Season 1 super team UC SoCal, UCLA's first season on their own, while not as successful as their other UC SoCal counterparts, still boasted some strong talent. Superstar Cairo led the way for the team, joined by a supporting cast of Joy, Deadly Mouse, Sill, Emilioy, Zane Witter, and Soren. Despite their record and last place finish, many of UCLA's matches were close, losing by just a few points to Peach State Patriots and University of Oklahoma. They ended up tying a match versus Peach State Patriots, as well as gaining a victory over Kutztown University. Meanwhile, with Peach State Patriots, the Season 1 semifinalists were slightly hampered by the abolishment of the Super Team rule coming into Season 2. Restricted to only using players from UGA, they lost Bean, Guy Fry, and Wisp, but still kept most of the OG PSP core and added on Spruce, Shy Guy, and Stingray as starters. Veterans Spoon, Dynamo, and Luxatone were prepared to lead their new players into battle and look to get back to the playoffs. They started off trading wins and losses to go 2-2 through the first 2 weeks. Then they picked up one more win on the year and somehow tied twice against the two California teams to end the season 3, 2, and 5. If you want to look at surpassing expectations, however, you have to look at Oklahoma. Season 1 of CKL saw Oklahoma lose in the D3 finals to Iona University after winning match 1 against the previously undefeated team, before sadly losing matches 2 and 3. If this is your first bit of information about Oklahoma Mario Kart, it might surprise you to see them in the D1 recap. Oklahoma jumping up 2 divisions is something we didn't think was in the cards until the Syllabus Week side tournament. This team put in immense practice in the offseason, exemplified by a 2-point win over UCLA in the tournament. They also beat University of Northern Iowa and the Peach State Patriots before losing to Michigan. This tournament proved Oklahoma could compete with the D1 teams. The season saw Oklahoma finish with a 4-6 record, finishing just outside of the playoff bubble. But despite not making playoffs, they picked up amazing wins against Michigan, as well as knocking off UCLA and beating playoff team Kutztown, all while upholding the tradition of the OU Special and bringing an extremely balanced attack. For being a Division 3 team the season prior, this was an incredibly respectable debut for Oklahoma in Division 1, and we cannot wait to see them play again. For the teams in the division playoffs, the Season 1 Division 1 runner-ups Kutztown University once again proved why they deserve to be looked at as a top threat in the league. The previous season saw them go 8-2 in the regular season and secure a bye into finals, but they could not overcome the Canadian super team Ontario United. Since the super team rule was abandoned going into Season 2, many expected Kutztown to have a similar season to their debut. They kept the same core of superstar player Technical, Origin player Batboo, U-turn leader Bo, and support pieces like Steepian, JK8, MC, and Sunset. Kutztown was prepared to run it back and try to grab that championship they were so close to in Season 1. They suffered a slight drop-off in regular season performance, finishing tied with Michigan for second in the division with a 6-4 record. But they were set for a semifinal showdown against the Wolverines for a chance at redemption. In the end, however, the Golden Bears could not overcome Michigan, dropping 2 games in a row to end their season. But even so, they proved themselves as a top, consistent team that could hang with the best of them in CKL. We look forward to seeing how they play in Season 3 Division 1. One half of the Season 1 Division 2 champions House Divided, University of Michigan, only got more stacked as the season went along. They started off slow, going 1-3 through the first 2 weeks with the Short and Whooper duo and the occasional Crow appearance in most matches. Then, after losing in Week 3 to UCSD, Crow and Fexican were able to appear more consistently in matches, and the team never looked back. Michigan won out in the last 2 weeks to finish the season 6-4 and secure a spot in the playoffs. Strong wins became the standard for Michigan when playing their big four of Mexican, Short, Crow, and Whooper, though supporting pieces Cat, C2D2, McChicken, and Toadmaster were immensely helpful in their run as well. They upheld that strong standard with a 2-0 series victory win over Kutztown in the semifinals to set up a rematch against UCSD in the final round. The games were close, but in the end, they were not able to overcome the UCSD powerhouse in the championship. Still, it was an incredible turnaround from the team that was on the outside looking in halfway through the season, and with most of the core returning from Michigan, you can expect them to look toward finishing the job this time around in Season 3. And finally, University of California, San Diego. The eventual D1 champions got there off the back of an extremely stacked roster, which featured 3 rookies to Mario Kart. D1 Rookie of the Year Top Hat Bear, Inside Drift Phenom Zach, and MK College player Flight held their own with veteran Super Effects, Astra, and team leader Waluigi as they went 8-1-1. Top substitute player Luna contributed as well. It was truly a dominant season for UCSD, only dropping an extremely close match to Kutztown University by 10 points in Week 2 and going on to tie with PSP in Week 5. Looking at the final season standings showed the true strength of the squad. They came into the playoffs with a bye to the finals and an astounding plus-minus of 489, with their top scorer being only 7th on the individual player chart. While that might not sound like anything special, as you go down the chart, you notice that all 6 primary starters show up in the top 20 for players in Division 1. You never knew which of their starters were going to come to play in any given match, as any of them could show up near the top of the scoreboard. This was evident in the Division 1 finals, where although Super Effects topped the table in both matches, the other 5 took turns playing supporting roles in the tight finals matches to give University of California San Diego their first championship. And what a championship match it was. Both games went down to the wire as UCSD narrowly pulled out the victory against Michigan, with a 34-point win in Match 1 and a 20-point win in Match 2, putting themselves firmly at the top of the CKL world. The team is no doubt looking to defend their crown and become the first university to repeat as a division champion in Season 3. We hope you enjoyed this recap of Division 1. The other divisions will have their recap videos out soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.